which means time to begin. It actually just now got to 5, got to be 5. All right, let's get to open the live stream over here, because if I don't, it's gonna be weird. But I need to obviously drop the volume because I don't want to hear echoes. Moderation activity is now hidden. But you were moderating it. I'll put in timeouts. Okay, got it. Cool, moderation tools. Never done moderation before because I'm not exactly a moderator, but I am the channel owner, so yes. Hello. Let's see here. There's a lot of things. Well, I mean, more than anything, I just want to do the Q&A. But there are other things that I'd like to talk about, especially considering I saw one of the comments that I got on the post, which was about the Mercado picture. Honestly, I didn't, it's not like I wanted to put that picture because it's like, oh, the ideal picture. It just happened to be the one that I had available. I was gonna put a picture of myself, but for that post, but I was like, it's gonna be really awkward. So, hi. If you know, you want to say hi, I can respond also through chat. I can respond here, obviously talking. I'd like to know how everyone is, of course. I can also tell you how I'm doing. I've got some things, actually, that recent things. Today, I did something new, which was pretty interesting. I had done something similar to this before, but it's not the same because when I did it before, it was just kind of like to support a friend, to see what it was like. Today I actually did it and it was like, wow. To be more specific, I did yoga today, and it wasn't bad. It was different from what everyone paints it, kind of like, you know, the whole, well, I guess meditation, they paint it like but it had a little bit of that, but it wasn't just that. And I realized yoga is very complicated. Being someone who's very good at doing exercise, it was a lot more complicated than I expected. The positions, postures, if you can call them that, I guess. It was tough, a lot tougher than I thought it was gonna be. But that was something new that I tried today, and I guess the message of that for everyone who watches this is try something new, try something different, try something that maybe pushes certain limits that you're maybe not used to pushing. It's pretty interesting. It's you never know, you might end up liking it. In this case, I like the idea that it's probably going to give me benefits, hopefully in terms of flexibility and such. And I'm trying to pair it with obviously relaxation. Sometimes you can get a little bit anxious, a little bit I guess stressed with so many things to do. And it's not like I have the busiest life, but when it comes to content creation, it's always thinking of the next idea, recording a video, making sure it's out on a specific date. If you have to scripting the video before you even record, thinking of thumbnails, preparing it, after the whole video is done, editing, post-processing, which is the post-production, which is with me, I put the captions, the descriptions, the tags, location, promoting it, you know, telling people, hey, you know, new video. It's a lot of things. So, you know, it's a bit of a process, but it can be fun. At least fun when you realize that it's all for a greater purpose. More than anything, helping people out, but it is also, I guess, my brand. It is what I'm about. And I guess I'm about a lot of things, to be honest. If you think about it, I am obviously focused on Ecuador stuff, but on Instagram, we talk about fitness and workouts. On TikTok, same thing. I've also started teaching Spanish here. I'm hoping that everyone enjoys the Spanish lessons because they're really fun to make. it kind of takes a long time sometimes because like you say a line and you're like, oh no, maybe it should have been said like this, pronounce it a little bit better, a little bit differently, say it faster, so that way it keeps retention, because that's the thing with shorts. With shorts, if they're slow, then everyone's like, oh, it's boring. But if they're fast, then it's a lot more interesting. So, there are a lot of things when it comes to that. But the Spanish lessons, I'm just hoping to help. There were people who wanted to learn Spanish, so I made that. I started doing that with my friends, and the Swiss girls. They always love helping, and it's fun. And personally, I like teaching, like especially when someone wants to learn. Hello, Jen. How are you doing? How's everything going? And yeah, right now just this is kind of like a pre, because I always this feels like when I'm working at the academy, since there's this whole punctuality issue over here. Whenever I'm at the academy and we have to start classes typically start either around 3:30 if we have classes from 3:30 to 5, or they start from 5:15 until 6:45. And since students don't always arrive on time, they they never arrive on time. You might get one that's like there on time or a little bit early, but generally for them all to show up, it takes like 5 minutes. It takes like sometimes 10 minutes, but we can't give them 10 minutes because our schedule is this, and parents pay for this. So I don't want to, like, I personally don't like the idea of like, oh, I'm subtracting minutes from your schedule, but it's also not my fault because they're arriving late. So it's like I take that, and whenever I'm on a live stream, I'll ramble for the beginning, talk a little bit about some things. Like I just mentioned, the whole yoga. I did yoga today, which was fun. It was fun mainly because I know the benefits it's gonna give me. It's like, for me, things aren't always fun just because they are fun, but they're fun because I know what they're gonna result in, and that's a kind of mentality that I have to make things more interesting. And yeah, I talked about yoga, talked a little bit about content creation. Seems simple. A lot of people think, oh, you just record a video and then afterwards post it. But there's a lot of editing, post production, so it's pretty tough. And yeah, that was like the start of this. I'm glad to see you here, Jan. Thank you for saying hi. If anyone else wants to say hello, you can say hello. I actually prefer that. It kind of reminds me, I recently made a post on Buy Me a Coffee, and in the post, I was like, I'm trying to decide. This is one of the topics for today. I've been saving up on Buy Me a Coffee, and one of the goals is to travel to another city and make a video. So basically, the funds, I don't plan on using them for myself, but I'm going to, well, I wanted to, but at the same time, I was like, no, I want to first do something for the people who helped me. So I wanted to go to a city and make a video and talk about that city, go into detail. And basically, what I did in the post was say, hey, if you have a recommendation, a city or a video idea, I'd be glad to do it because I'm glad that you helped. So it was like, that was my idea. And I even put in the post, like, if you can comment, please comment, because, I don't want to sound like I'm talking by myself. So, leave a comment. And I don't know if you can leave comments on Buy Me a Coffee posts, but, it's just that. And do I have siblings? Yes, I have one brother. And I mean, I have a lot of friends who I consider my bros. And it's funny because when I went to the shopping the other day to accompany my parents, or I think it was the day before that when I just went because I had to go figure out some things at the bank, I found a friend and I call her bro. And it was funny because like here, when you call girls bro, like I don't know if it's the same thing right now in the States, but when you call girls bro, it's like friend zoning them. And it's also like, there's also that like level of trust, like where you guys can just like hang out more. Like, I don't know, it's a weird thing. And it's just something that I found funny. And when I saw her, I was like, "Oh, what's up, bro?" And she got scared because she didn't see me first. But then afterwards, we talked for a bit, and it was done with that. But yeah, I have one brother, one blood brother, and I have a lot of friends who I consider to be my bros. And yeah, that's about it. My brother, he actually appeared in the Puerto Viejo video, the video where I promoted the city of Puerto Viejo, like my big Puerto Viejo video. I still love that video. Out of all the videos I have, if it weren't for the cringy part where I did the Spider-Man acting, like the whole video was great. Even that part was good, but it was kind of like, but you know, truthful, good and bad, show a few questionable places. I'm not sure what you mean by that, but hello, Rick, with two Ks. Truthful, good and bad, show a few questions. So, do you want me to talk about places? And I mean, if we're talking about questionable right now, I mean more than questionable. If we think about the situation with Guayaquil, it's not good. And oh, in a future video, truthful, good and bad, show a few questionable places. Okay, I like that idea. I wonder. I right now the main place that comes to mind, just top of my head, is Guayaquil. Since you know everyone's saying that it's bad. Someone was concerned in some comments that I saw about Quito. Quito isn't necessarily bad. It's just a big city. So there are parts of the city that are bad. But we go back into this conversation that I keep having, where there's a lot of places in Ecuador, like a lot of cities, and I can't say a place, a city, or even in the world, like there's not a place that's 100% safe. People will paint pictures to me like this place is 100% safe, but then you know if you really search, like there'll be something bad that happens and you can't say it's like perfect. Yes, I want to see the real Ecuadorian. I'm moving in 17 months. I'm glad you're taking the plunge. I'm glad you're coming to Ecuador. Ecuador's great. Like, don't let the fact that there is danger, like, scare you away. Like, I don't like the idea of people being scared away by the danger. I just want them to understand that there is danger. You can't go to a place and, like, I can't just promote Ecuador and tell people Ecuador is the safest place in the world, because that's not fair to everyone who's coming to Ecuador. The reality is, Ecuador, like many other cities, has its own problem. I mean, many other countries has its own problems. Certain cities have a lot more problems than others, and there are some that are just apparently perfect. Like I keep hearing that that Loja is like ideal. Loja has like no danger. Like you can go and walk around with your phone on the street, and just with that in my mind, I'm like, oh my god, like that must be super safe, because you can't do that here in Puerto Viejo. You definitely can't do that in Guayaquil. Quito, you're risking it. Like any place, you can walk around, go outside, like for let's say like 10 minutes, maybe 5, like just to be safe. Just let's put 5, and nothing will happen to you with your phone out. Like, oh, you know, hey, I'm gonna make a call, check my messages. 5 minutes. But once you start like just walking the whole time on your phone, like chatting, calling, like taking pictures, then you start risking it. Really appreciate your videos. Good to see younger YouTubers in Ecuador. Keep it up. Thank you very much, Dan. I do my best. I love the opinion of all YouTubers from Ecuador. Like I recently saw this video. I can't remember the channel name, but it was like why they were leaving Ecuador forever. And I don't know how old they were, but like it was a new channel because they only had like 300 subscribers. And I love seeing that opinion. Don Shader's opinion, like Don Shader's my bro. He's amazing, and his opinion is always really valuable to me. And I've seen Amelia and JP's videos, Mr. Second Passport, Alvi's and Ecuador, who I recently talked. I did a reaction to the situation with dogs, and there's just so many opinions from so many different people. Age range, like I realize maybe my audience, the people who like to watch my videos, might be people who want to retire to Ecuador. Like maybe there are people who want to retire now who are watching my video. But I also realize I also want like to give a perspective, maybe not from someone who's retired in Ecuador, but someone who's been living here for so long that I am one with the culture. I have Ecuadorian friends all over the place. I have contacts in the university. I have contacts in positions of power, which I don't abuse because I don't like asking anyone for favors. And even on my channel, like you notice at the end of the video, after I've given you everything, I ask if you want to help on Buy Me a Coffee, joining the membership. Like, that's on you. Like, I appreciate it. I love it. If you can't, that's okay too. You're watching my videos. And if you watch my videos, you're already supporting the channel. And that's more than enough. Anything extra is just like bonus, and I love it. Rick, Law, I live in Cleveland. There are many places here I keep hearing people tell me New York. Like I know New York. Like I haven't been there, but everyone tells me New York. Dangerous also. Obviously there's a really, really nice part of New York. Like there's this section where there's like this Nintendo part of New York. Like not a part, but I think like this store. I really want to visit that store. What else? But other than that, like there's a lot of places in New York that are very dangerous. And especially in general, just the United States. I keep seeing these news reports like from this channel, Philip DeFranco. I don't know if anyone watches it, but it's crazy stuff that I see there. Metro? Yes. Hello, Metro. Hola. JS, thank you for your videos. They're really helpful for me. I am going to make a volunteer. Oh, you're gonna volunteer. That's great. I think, who was it that recently, it wasn't volunteer work, but there's this organization. I mentioned this in one of my posts in Buy Me a Coffee, but I recently did this, like, not recently, like not now, but recently, I did this translation, and it was like, it was for this I don't know what you would call it. Someone from another country, they can send support to these kind of like villages in Ecuador, and since they don't know Spanish, I went and I helped them translate what they were saying. And I won't give too much details because I don't know how much of it is, you know, like you can talk about it, you can't talk about it, but basically I helped them out, and it was like a volunteer service. Like I don't know if it's like volunteer, but like they're giving money to these communities in order to improve the situation for kids. So yeah, I thought it was great. And once again, thank you, JS, for your kind comment. I'm glad that my videos can help. Metro, did you grow up in the US or Canada? I grew up in the United States. Specifically, I grew up in Florida, in the city of Plantation. I will talk about this in more detail one day in like a video, but yes, my roots are very much American, the United States. I lived there the majority of my life, and I did a lot of things in the States. I studied elementary school, middle school, high school. I played sports. I was on sports teams. I ran track, and I was on the football team. I wish I would have gotten more time to play football there because over here, like I mentioned in one of my previous videos, there is no football. We have a team, but there is no like official Ecuador team. Supposedly they tried to make one, but it's kind of complex. There's a lot of preference, which I feel like that's gonna be in like every situation. But anyways, Bespoke, hello, it's Kirk. Redanger indeed. It's about being aware of your surroundings. When we spent several weeks in Cuenca, then Quito, we never felt in danger. Of course, we lived in New York City. Oh, when you make the comparison of New York City and Quito and Cuenca, Quito and Cuenca are like heaven. Like they're just super nice places in comparison to what I hear in New York. People, there's the struggle, the ghetto. I hear a lot of things, and I have a friend here in the city. He also came from New York, and he's like, if you just like look at someone like for too long, they're like, what you looking at? You want to fight? And I'm like, I'm not about that. I'm very like, I don't want problems. So I feel like if I would have been in New York, like I was in Florida, and I never felt like I had that situation. Although, believe it or not, when I was in the States, I was more like, didn't talk to a lot of people. I had my group of friends, but like anyone outside of that, I wouldn't really like look at them too much or talk to them because I was very shy. But yeah, there's definitely a big difference. Cuenca is super calm. Everyone keeps telling me Cuenca is great, and I've been there twice, and I want to go again. I'm actually coordinating to try to go, hopefully in these upcoming months. I'm not sure when. It's a lot of coordination between me and a friend who lives over there to see if I can go and like stay over there with them. If not, I'm just gonna have to like see how I just go. And the trip is always one thing I didn't mention in my video where I mentioned about bus travel. I talked about it. Like, yes, bus travel is cheap, but 8 hours on a bus, and sometimes they don't even give you like, they give you like one stop in 8 hours, and that's like if you just happened, like, because maybe you're very nervous, which I think happens to me, like you need to go to the bathroom, like holding it in for like, even if it were like for 3 hours or 2 hours or half, let's just say 4 hours of an 8 hour trip, it's painful. But anyways, went off topic. Hello, Mark Horning. Horning. I like the insights. I'm coming to Ecuador in May for a couple of months, and your videos have been great. Really glad that they've been able to help. I always try to give as much information as possible, be as detailed. Sometimes it's complicated in a video because if you make it too long, it might be boring. But if you make it too short, you don't say enough, and some things might get left out. That's why I always leave the text. So if you ever see text, most of the time it will be very important text that you might want to go back and read if you didn't get a chance to read it, because it's just the thoughts that I had that I wasn't able to express because I had to make the video move. Metro, hablas Quechua? No, I'm lucky to speak Spanish. Sí hablo español, but I don't speak Quechua. I'm sorry. I've been trying to learn basic German. Like, I'm not good at it, but I've been trying to learn. But that's about it. I know some Italian. I know a tiny bit of Japanese, but only because I love anime, and you learn Japanese from watching, like even just tiny words. BPE, hola, hello, how are you? I hope you are doing well. Wait, I skipped over Rick's message. Rick, speaking of volunteering, I work in machine and wood. Like to volunteer into Ecuadorians. How to manufacture? Is there anything like that available for me to do when I come to Ecuador? In terms of, what do you mean by machine? Sorry, that with voice chat didn't work in machining. I would like to volunteer to teach manufacturing. Volunteer to teach it. I'm not gonna come out and say that I know a place that offers that, but I am sure that there would be a place that would be glad to have the knowledge and expertise of someone from the United States. A lot of the times, that's how people find jobs here a lot easier, because they have degrees, they have experience from the United States or a different country, which they value a lot over here. That doesn't guarantee anyone a job. I recently, a post that I saw over here, and I was like, okay, we got to talk about that. But like, that doesn't guarantee work, but it does definitely help in the process. Like, it does like give you, like, if you're looking for benefits or bonuses, not benefits, bonuses, like, I guess you would say upsides, then having skills like on your resume is like, oh, this guy, I want this guy, or this girl, I want this person. Wunderbar. I manufacture medical tools. Oh, that's really good. There's been some issues with the ES, which is the insurance over here, and the issue with the ES is that apparently they've caught like the ES like workers, people who work there, like I'm guessing taking medicine because right now they're kind of I'm not sure how I would explain it, but there's this whole problem where since they've been making people buy their own medicine, the people who work at the ES are in trouble, the higher ups and such. So it's like the ES is there to help. Like you're paying for insurance. Why would you make them pay for the medicine? Obviously, there's gonna be medicine that's not available, but like if you're purposely taking the medicine and maybe selling it, or not even buying the medicine in the first place and making people buy it, then that's a problem. But medical tools, I'm assuming maybe that would help. You might want to talk with I guess the people who distribute the tools to doctors. Like when I went to the dentist one day, she was talking to her assistant, and they were talking about where they get certain things and certain things that they needed. Oh, Kirk, yeah, go ahead, do what you got to do, and appreciate you being here. Hope you have a good class. So yeah, you might wanna, if you come to try to do something like that, your first bet, your best bet might actually just be to go to a hospital and ask them like, hey, you know, I work with medical tools. I can make them or I can manufacture them. Where can I talk to someone to maybe help with that, and maybe they can help you out, like sending you to the people who manufacture their tools. So you know, it's kind of this kind of reminds me of how you need to have a connection for everything, and it's good to have connections in like medical fields in that case, so you can talk to them and ask them, hey, where do I go for this? Where do I go for that? But this is just obviously speculation on my end because I wouldn't know the specific place to go to talk. But it's medical tools. So the best place to go is the place where they need medical tools, which is a hospital or a clinic. BBC World News, middle of night, stated coastal Ecuador and Peru were waterlogged. I wouldn't say all of the coast is waterlogged. I'm in a coastal city. We're not close enough to the beach to actually say, oh hey, this would be a problem for us. But in Crucita, which is the beach that Puerto Viejo has, which is I guess about an hour drive away from where I'm at right now, I haven't heard that there's a serious case of waterlogging. The places that I have heard that are pretty bad with water are cities like Chone. Chone is very close to Puerto Viejo, also like maybe an hour or two away. And maybe it's because they're more like countryside. They've had this situation. And I think maybe more places, cities that are countryside have extreme cases of water. But other than that, it's just kind of like, I took a picture and I showed it the other day. It's just, it gets a lot of water like around your house, and that's about it. So yeah, let's see. I'm not looking for a job. I want to volunteer and help people learn decent trade. So I think once again, going back to the whole situation with medical tools, your best bet would be to talk to someone who needs the tools, and they can direct you to someone who manufactures them, who provides them, and maybe that person, it would be like a chain. You ask the clinic or the hospital, hey, who gives you your tools? They might refer you to someone, they might give you a number, you contact that person, maybe that person can contact the person who manufactures them, and then you can go to them and, you know, talk with that person or that group of people, that business. So that would kind of be the process that I would see to make something like that happen. Of course, if you have certain complications with the language, it would be ideal to have someone help you with that. If you're looking for a translator, let me know. But like that would probably be the way if I had to imagine it. So yeah, and like I said, the situation with Ecuador, like coastal Ecuador being waterlogged, certain cities definitely, especially when we talk about the countryside, because they don't have a lot of precautions for this situation. Right now, before I forget, so far we've got 30 minutes of live stream. I'm gonna set up a timer. Yeah, about I think it would be good an hour 6:30, so that way we can say we had an hour and a half of live stream, and we can talk a lot. Have a conversation, and Q&A. We can also talk about some of the topics I have here, and BP Ace. What was the name of restaurant you and Don Shader went to? How different than your dad's restaurant? Oh, we went to Dulce Cremoso, which, if I remember correctly, Don said that he did make a video about Dulce Cremoso. I haven't seen it yet, but obviously it's a video that he made before I was watching his channel, so I haven't had a chance to check it out. But Dulce Cremoso is very similar to Bloom over here in Puerto Viejo, and basically they're just kind of like coffee shops, pastry shops, you can call them too. You can go there, you can sit, buy some coffee, buy a treat, something like some cake, some Ecuadorian snacks, maybe empanadas. We had omelet because it's more like a breakfast thing, but it's open like all day. So it really depends on what you like. But it's different from my dad's place because my dad's place sells more like afternoon, nighttime meals. My dad sells shish kebabs, the chusos, and he sells hamburgers. And he also sells sandwiches and salads. And all that stuff is more like, for later on in the day. Personally, I don't know what would be for like the morning. I don't really eat breakfast. That day was an exception because Dawn was here. I only eat one time per day because I do OMAD, which is one meal a day. And I take care of my health with that. Basically just OMAD. And Ace, will you video tour your dad's place? I mean, I could, but it would be really fast because it's a small restaurant. Like, imagine a small corridor kind of thing. Like, it has just to give you a mental image, it has a table outside next to the grill. My dad has his grill out there, and not outside, but in the outside section. And there's some chairs. You go inside. There are 3 tables. There's a TV. So there's not much to explore. Maybe I can do it in like short format, like a shorts. But more than anything, if I had to like tour my dad's place, it would be more with the food because the food is what amazing. So yeah, and let me really quick take a sip of my water. This is I always drink. On Instagram, I've made this, I don't know, like a concurring thing where I always say I'm gonna drink my water sake. Sake, which is I'm not really sure how you would translate it because it's a Japanese thing, but it's just basically this is just water with lemon and a little bit of pink salt, and it's like, for me, it's like an energy drink. It just tastes good to me, even though I don't think anyone else would agree. And I generally drink it in these large bowls, which is why I like to call it sake, because I know sake, they don't drink it in large bowls, they drink it in kind of like these little cups that look like a bowl. And I love it. I really like it. And love, live, heal. Hello. How are you doing? Maybe just do it as shorts, or never mind. Yeah, definitely gonna work on it with shorts if I do it. If not, I will make another video where I highlight restaurants in Puerto Viejo. That's been one of the videos that's been on my mind. Highlighting restaurants, maybe the best date spots, maybe where to go on a budget, where to go when you're not on a budget, when you just want to like the best places, the high class. There's a lot of things to talk about just in Puerto Viejo, but I don't want to just like, I like expanding more than just Puerto Viejo, and it's kind of hard sometimes here in Puerto Viejo too. Like, even just those ideas of videos, they're pricey because going out to eat, not cheap. So my friend is in Loja right now. They just went to Cuenca. They love it so far. It's just that Loja, I keep hearing, is amazing. It's beautiful. It's calm, very safe. And Cuenca is just, everyone says it's such a nice city, When I think about Cuenca, like when I went there, it felt very colonial, very like old timey, very like it gave off that feel, that vibe that like you can go there and just like retire. Like that was the vibe that I got from Cuenca. Just relaxed city, chill. I haven't been to Loja yet. That's why I just always use the examples everyone tells me. Super safe, super nice. So I'm like waiting to go one day. Oh yes, do that please. I will do it. Jay, what's up? What's going on, Jay? Jay Johnson. Hope you're doing well. BP, the dog problem sounds awful, and not just in Loja. Like what we saw in the video with Alvis and Ecuador, which if you haven't watched the video, please check it out. But the problem with with the dog problem, it's just it seems very much like I said in the video, it's a cultural problem. People don't really have like the idea seeing a dog and like this is a dog, like it's another living being. It's more like the dog is like, oh, it's cute, I like it, you know, let's have it. And then when it becomes like too much of a problem, it's like, yeah, we don't need the dog anymore. And since they can't give it away because not everyone like, you know, loves dogs. Like I know it's weird. Like who can hate dogs? But not everyone loves them. So giving it away is hard. So some people just like let it free. And since it's like you would think in another place in another country like there's laws against freeing the dog, you know, abandoning it, and there are technically punishments if you do that here now. But if you do it and no one sees you do it, like, is it a crime? That's the problem. Everyone here has that like kind of like, you know, hey, you know, no one saw it. Who got rid of that dog? Like, you know, it's a problem. Hello, Luis Flores. Have you ever tried ChatGPT? Yes, I did the other day. I have a video planned with ChatGPT, so stay tuned for that. I have tried it. Not for not for the reasons that people are using it nowadays. I've seen that students are using it to cheat. In as a teacher, that's why I took interest in this because I was like, okay, students are using ChatGPT to cheat. What? But I've seen the videos, and like my plan to use ChatGPT is to make a video, like not script it, but to make a video where I involve ChatGPT. You'll see, it's gonna be different. I'm trying to see the format of it. Either I do it by myself or maybe I'll do it with someone else, but it's gonna be interesting. More on restaurants would be great. Hopefully I'll get to check out your dad's place. Mark, please, if you're ever in Puerto Viejo, check out Gonzo's Chusos. That is my dad's place. I'm gonna write the name in the chat. Gonzo's Chusos. My dad makes the best food. I mean, I know everyone has their preferences. Like some people might say this place is the best, this place. But like my dad's food is the best, and I don't eat there all the time because it's my dad's place, and like he's not gonna give me the food that he uses to sell. So you know, sometimes he will, but you know, I'd rather not have him like, you know, give me the food that he needs to sell. Mark, again, your drink sounds like an electrolyte recovery recipe. It actually is supposed to be filled with electrolytes because the pink salt itself, which I have here, pink Himalayan salt, if you guys ever buy salt. No sponsor, obviously, because I don't know anybody that would ever sponsor me, but Himalayan salt, I always take this with all my food. Recently, I've also been using, this is just a container, but I have this salt, which is sea salt, and it's Ecuador produced sea salt, so I wanted to try it. It's actually good. Just that the difference between these two that I've noticed so far is that this one, you only need to put like a little bit and it feels salty. With this one, if you don't put enough, it doesn't feel salty enough. So that's the main difference that I've had between these two. But this one is the one that I typically use to prepare my my water sake, which I really like it. And just to tell you the recipe, even though it's not really a recipe, it's just water. You put it in like a bowl, this bowl, as you can see. You add lemon. I put 2 lemons, both, I squeeze them. Like, it might be lime because it's green, but over here they call them limon, so I call it lemon. 2 limes or 2 lemons, and pink salt. I personally put 5 sprinkles of pink salt, and that's it. It's really good. I mean, I think it's good, but it might just be good because I've gotten used to it. Because I actually let my friends try it, and they were like, questionable. But when all you drink is water, because I don't drink soda, I don't drink juice, I don't drink anything sweetened, this tastes really good. Love, live, heal. Thank you. I don't know your name, so like I don't know if I should call you Love, I should call you Live, I should call you Heal. But I appreciate the support. Thank you very much. But yeah, if you ever want to try to make your own, go ahead. It's good. I mean, to me. And it's healthy because the vitamin C is good for you. So, going back to the comments, that thing is nuts. It's English and Spanish is pretty legit. Yeah, ChatGPT is pretty crazy. And it has a lot of good uses. ChatGPT, like, don't let anyone confuse you. ChatGPT is good. It's just you need to use it correctly. Any tool in the right hands is a good tool. But in the wrong hands, I mean, what to expect? Love, live, heal. What is your most favorite city in Ecuador? If we talk about the cities that I've personally been to, my favorite city, ooh, that's a tough one. Personally, like, just think about Puerto Viejo. Like, I'm living here in Puerto Viejo. I love Puerto Viejo because I live here. If we talk about food, Puerto Viejo is my favorite city because Puerto Viejo has the best encebollados. And anyone who's watched my channel long enough knows that for me, encebollado is the best. But if we talk about like the beach, the city that I really liked that had a really nice beach that I went to, I haven't been to in a long time, but I went to once. It was, what was the name of this city? My friends were there recently. That's the worst part. Like, I don't even remember the name, but it was. I liked it. I spent a day there. When I had a girlfriend a long time ago, we spent the day there, and it was really nice. But I just can't remember the name right now. Beach city. Yeah, I'll have to get back to you on that one. But if we talk about a city based on appearance that I really like, Cuenca. Cuenca was beautiful. Like, I went to Cuenca and I fell in love. And I just was there so fast because I had to play football. And if you ever come to Ecuador and you join the football team, you're gonna hate traveling to Cuenca because the trip is like 8 hours long, and you make it to Cuenca, and then you have to, like, you get like an hour to like eat. Right now I wouldn't eat, obviously, because I do fasting, but you get to Cuenca, you eat, and then you play. And as soon as you finish playing, since we don't have money to stay, like we don't have money to just like spend a night in Cuenca. Like, even if Cuenca were cheap, like, which I don't think it is, at least for us, we have to come back. So we don't even shower. We finish the football game. They don't have showers on the football field, and straight back to Puerto Viejo. So, it's just terrible. It's terrible. Let's see here. But Cuenca is really nice. I love Cuenca. And Quito was really good too when I went there a long time ago. I've been wanting to go recently, especially I wanted to go with my dad a few months ago in January, more or less, because my dad, his sister, one of his sisters, she passed away. A moment of silence for that. But one of his sisters passed away, and he went to Quito to, pay his respects, to spend some time there. And I wanted to go with him, but he said one of us had to stay here at home. So my brother and me, we stayed, we took care of the dog, we made sure the house was safe, and they went to Quito. But yeah, that we didn't get to go. But that's the situation. But I do want to go back to Quito one day. Okay, going back. A lot of comments. Definitely stop by. I'm visiting to find a place to hopefully relocate. Yes, Mark, please. We will be waiting for you over here. If you come to Puerto Viejo, maybe I can show you around. Mark Homing, keep on him. He seems shy about his dad's place. It's not that I'm shy about my dad's place. It's just I can't like how do I promote my dad's place, because I feel like whenever you promote something that's yours, it kind of feels like cheating, because like if I tell you my dad's place is the best place, like of course I'm gonna say it's the best place because it's my dad's place. I personally really love the food. My dad has always cooked the best meals. In the house, he's the chef. Like right now I cook my own meals because I cook healthy meals. But like I feel like it's cheating. I don't know. But like if you come eat in my dad's place, you're gonna love it. I'm sure of it. Everyone who's come here, they have great things to say about the food. Lots of places I want to visit. Lots of places you have to visit. Louis, I just donated 50 through coffee website. Yo, Louis, I can't see it because I've used my phone to live stream, and this one is basically just for storage, and it's on do not disturb, because if I get messages on these phones, it interrupts the live stream. But thank you very much. Your support, really appreciate it. That's gonna really help, because like I said, I'm planning to make this video in a different city, and I'm really close to the goal. The goal was $500, because like I don't know how much it costs exactly to spend a day in one of the cities that I want to go to, but that's what I'm gonna find out with the video that I want to make. The plan of the video that I want is basically go to a city, maybe a touristic one, maybe Baños, Papayacta, Ibarra, one of these cities that I've been recommended before. Go to the city and spend a day there. Like record the best places, how much it costs to stay in a hotel, the price of food, the price of activities. Spend a day there, maybe two, I don't know, a weekend, and then afterwards come back and give you the price of the trip, like how much it cost me from beginning to end. So if you want to go to that city, you know how much it costs to spend a day there, or a weekend there. But the problem is that, like, that's why I'm not sure if 500 is good, too much, or enough, or too little, because I have to go with someone, because someone has to help me record. Even if I wanted to try to do everything by myself, it is very complicated. It is one of those things that I'm always like when I record by myself, it's worrisome if I record outside. That's why recently I point your camera outside for us. I will. I'm gonna go to the living room and I'm gonna show you outside. But give me a second, because like if I show you outside here, it's literally just like I have a porch and there's you can't see anything because there's house. Like it's so annoying. But I will take you to the living room in a second. I promise. But like I was saying, but yeah, that video is the video I have in mind. I want to finish responding to these comments because I never like leaving anyone's comments unresponded. So let me finish what I was reading over here. Once again, Louis, I appreciate you. I appreciate your help. Anthony L. Kerr, hello from Chicago. Hello, Anthony from Puerto Viejo, Ecuador. Hope you're doing well. I'll be visiting Cuenca in July or August. Good. I hope you enjoy it. I have a feeling you will. I mean, I haven't heard of anyone who like explicitly says they've hated their experience here. People have had bad experiences here, and that's normal wherever you go. But like no one who I've like heard like has said my experience has been terrible, worst experience ever, hate this country. No, it's always just been like one bad experience, and that's okay. That happens. My son uses ChatGPT, and you'll find out it has filters for some content. Yes, I actually have investigated, and they've said there's certain political issues that that they can't show. Like you can't say talk about a specific person, and it won't give you information on that person because they're a political figure or something like that. Oh, also DGDW. I'm not sure what the initials stand for, but hello. I forgot to say hi. I hope you're doing well. DGDW. Hey Anthony, currently in Chicago as well. Moving to Cuenca March 30th. You're coming soon! That's literally at the end of this month. That's amazing. I hope your transition to Ecuador is amazing. Catboy Jake, living in Ecuador is a really dumb thing to lie about, bro. I don't know who you're talking to, Catboy, me, or someone in the chat, but I do live in Ecuador, so yeah. Kind of hard to fake being in Ecuador, being out there, you know. Going on, Lewis, you can bypass if you set up parameters where it role plays an AI that has no limits. They tried patching it, but it still works. Sounds pretty complicated. Just to like get a little bit more information about from ChatGPT. Let's see here. Honestly, there's a lot of things that I want to investigate about ChatGPT. But like I said, first I want to make my video, which I don't want to spoil anything, but it will be obviously, of course, Ecuador related. Just let's see how it works. Let's see here. Ace, what is the meal you love? Multiple restaurants, do a competition. I do have that idea in mind. I am going to make a video where I rate the restaurants in Puerto Viejo. But I'm gonna work with that with my friends so that we can give, like, I think everyone who's watched my channel, like, I love giving fair competitions, because if it's just me, like, then maybe it's like my opinion is just one opinion. But if we have the opinion of multiple people, then it's a lot easier to say, oh, this is a real opinion, and not just like, oh, you know, just one opinion, you know? Okay, let's continue. DJ, hey there. Small world, haha, I'm in studio. Sounds like you guys become friends, Anthony and DGDW. Hopefully, you guys, if you guys come here, imagine, like, you guys met right now in the chat, and then you meet over here in Ecuador. That'd be really cool. But anyways, let's see here. Excellent, I hope you love it. Worth noting, Quito had a very similar feel to Chicago. Cool. I haven't been to Chicago. I've only lived in Florida. I've been to Plantation, Broward, West Palm Beach, specific places in Florida, and obviously here in Ecuador, and specific parts of Ecuador. So, yeah. Thanks for your recognition. Ace, you do video, have your dad promote, show his restaurant. Okay, I think I'll do that. I'll do it as a short, but I will do it. It's just that I like making the videos super like detailed. So I'm gonna see how I do it, where we show off the restaurant, we show off the food, show off my dad because I love him to death. But yeah, we'll do that. And Hot Pepper, point your camera outside for us. Let's go to the living room and let me show you what it looks like outside of my house. So, taking a tour around my house. Hello. Okay, so we're here in the living room. There's a mirror. And there's the outside world. This is the city of Puerto Viejo. This is why you guys always see the pictures. Like when I take a picture here, like that's why it always almost looks the same always, because you know, this is like my house. So this is the outside part. There's a little cat right there. It's not my cat. It's actually the cat of my grandma. And there's my dog right there. His name is Chief. If you guys saw the video about dogs recently, then you know who he is. He's a troublemaker, like a certain friend of mine. But yeah, this is Puerto Viejo. There's the Banco Bolivariano. For anyone who has doubts that this is Ecuador, Banco Bolivariano is a bank that's here in Ecuador. I literally have the bank like right next to my house, pretty much. And yeah, he's kind of curious. So, anyways, wait. Going back over here. Oh, let me show you some of the things that I have here in the living room. some things that you don't see in the videos because they're just part of what I have in the house. Right there. Here's some things that my mom like. She likes a lot of these things, decorations, I guess we would call them. These are some that are like more Ecuador related. Hoy morocho con empanada. And she has a lot of those hanging over here, which I'm not sure if you've seen them in my videos, but there's a lot of different ones. So yeah. This is an early house tour because one day I do want to like do a house tour or like a studio tour, although my studio is my room, literally just this space that you see here. So yeah, and we're back. Anyways, going back to the comments, I hope you enjoyed the tour and the view outside of my house. I would take the phone outside to record outside, but it's like you're just gonna see the street, it's gonna be loud, and it's not gonna be nice. So, you know. Anyways, back to the comments. Love, live, heal. I was going there with a friend. I live in US, but have Philippine passport and didn't know needed tourist visa to go there, so got left behind. That is very sad. Is there any chance that you can come back? Like if you can travel a different date? Like maybe you couldn't this time, but maybe next time. I don't know. Catboy Jake, yo, the amount of lying this guy is doing is insane. Hey, call me a liar if you want, but I just showed you Ecuador. I just showed you the outside of Ecuador, the inside of my house, and you know it's on you if you want to believe me or not. So yeah. BP, no, Michigan, 2 feet snow coming in tomorrow, 36. Ooh. You know, I'm always like, I want to see the snow, but at the same time, I'm like, is it gonna be what I think it is, or is it just like my mental image of what snow is, versus what it's gonna really be like? Is that gonna like kill the illusion for me? I don't know. It's a thing that I have in my mind. But if anyone wants to send over some snow, I'll receive it. I do like the cold weather. Hola amigo, is the flooding in Guayas as bad as the news is saying? Honestly, I haven't seen the situation with the flooding in Guayas. I saw the situation with the flooding in Chone, and it's so bad that, like I said earlier, Chone is kind of like countryside-ish, and it's so bad that they actually really like, how would I explain this? They're asking for donations, and that's why I even pulled out some like pants and stuff that I don't use anymore. So I'm gonna like probably have to like show that. So you know, not show that. I'm gonna see if I give it away. But I'm not sure about Guayaquil. I will ask about it though, and maybe I'll make a community post to tell you what the situation with Guayaquil is. In fact, let me write it down. Check Guayaquil flooding situation. And if I see this, I'm going to, if I see if there is or if there isn't, I'll make a post to let everyone know what the situation is like over there. Okay, continuing. So sorry I can't answer it directly right now, Juicebox, but and hello, by the way, I forgot to say hi. But you know. Catboy Jake, elaborate please. I don't know what they want to elaborate, but I don't know what's not to believe. I'm here in Ecuador, but yeah. I mean, for everyone who's been watching the channel, I even met up with Don Shader, who is living in Manta, Ecuador. So unless both of us are lying, then you know. Hot Pepper, is it safe for white-skinned Americans to go there? Also, Trump or Biden-ness? I'm not sure Trump or Biden-ness, but of course, if the only concern for white skin in terms of like health is the fact that the sun, you know, it burns you a lot, so you have to be very cautious make sure to apply sunscreen. That is part of my recommendations in my 22 tips video. Definitely bring sunscreen because, hold up. Sunscreen. This container of sunscreen, can you guess? I'm gonna let chat guess. Guys, guess. How much does this container of sunscreen cost? Over here. I'll let you take a guess. But anyways, definitely bring sunscreen because you get sunburnt a lot. Recently, I've been jogging every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And the other day that I jogged, I went to visit a friend, and her family told me, Ace, your arms, they're super burned. They look like, oh my God, they're so dark. Like, what happened? And I was like, I'm sorry, I haven't been using sunscreen. I've just been jogging and they're like, no, take care of yourself. You know, the cancer, you know, the skin condition. So I was like, okay, yeah, don't worry. I'll buy some sunscreen. But yeah, that was what happened. And I definitely recommend sunscreen. Other than that, being white skinned, the only situation that you would have being American coming over here and maybe having white skin is that people will be able to notice that you're from a different country a lot faster. And that's not so much a bad thing. It's more of just a thing. JAS, hey Ace, coming down in this summer to visit family in Guayaquil. We'll be in Cuenca and Punta Blanca. Thank you for, Jazz, thank you for your comment, or not sure if Jazz or JAS, but really appreciate you checking the videos out. I really hope that they help. If you ever have suggestions, please leave a comment. I always ask for everyone to leave suggestions, but sometimes I feel like maybe no one wants to ask me for a suggestion because maybe they think it'll take a while for me to give it or something. But always any suggestion, I try to take it into consideration and I'll try to make a video on it, even if it's not immediate. I can only make immediate videos when it's something asked for by my YouTube members or my Buy Me a Coffee members. Because if I were to make a video on everything that everyone says, I'd never have time to make every video. It's really hard to make a video. The process is like I said in the beginning of this live stream. At the beginning, you have the idea, then you have the script, then you record, then you edit, and then afterwards you do the post-production. It's a lot of things. So either way, but leave the suggestions because even if I can't make them immediately, I will try to make them as soon as possible. Okay, again, this person calling me a compulsive liar. Once again, you're free to believe what you want. I'm not even gonna block your comments because I know what's real. I think everyone who watches the channel know what's real, so let's see here. It's cloudy today. Yes, it actually was very cloudy outside. It's actually because we're in the rainy season. In general, in the morning, it was really cool because the sun was really nice. And then afterwards, in the afternoon, it just becomes cloudy like this. It's like the post that I made the other day where I told you in the morning, it was super sunny. I went out, I had to wear my jacket so that way I could jog. And then I come back home and it's raining. So it's the weather shifts every now and then. Green screen, give it a break, I'm blocking you, I'm sure, okay. Ah yes, the green screen hills of Detroit in the middle of March. I don't know what to say, thanks for your support, guys. No you don't, snow really sucks. Okay, so maybe one day I'll experience it and then I'll be able to say, yeah, snow sucks. I'm part of Team Cold. I like the cold. So I really have always wanted to grab snow, throw it, and kind of just throw myself in it. It's just a dream. Yeah, I rescheduled, going to get my tourist visa first. Might go there June or July. Perfect. I hope you love it. And make sure when you visit, try the encebollado. Encebollado. Oh, I forgot. I was gonna show you guys the Ecuadorian snacks. I have today. There's chifle. And I also have the roscas. And normally, like, I eat, like I said earlier, I only eat once a day. And part of my meal at the end of, like, I normally eat eggs, salad, I eat some kind of like protein, meat, or something like that. And then at the end, I eat some kind of carbohydrate. And I love eating roscas or chifle. And sometimes I'll just eat bread. So it really depends. But anyways, I went off topic. Love, live, heal. You have to eat encebollado when you come to Ecuador. Encebollado, pan de almidón, bolón. Man, I have recommendations that could go on for days. But let me continue with the comments. Suggestion, maybe feature some Airbnb houses and the rental houses there in your videos. I've been wanting to do a video where I visit places, because in my cost of living video, I talk about places that cost $150, $200, $250 and up. So what do these places look like? And I want to go and check out the place and show you, like, what does a place that costs $200 look like? What does a place that costs $400 look like? Like, what are you getting for what you're giving? In terms of rent, of course, if you're planning on renting. If you're planning on buying, then that's just a whole different case. And in that one, I think I'll talk to my friend Maria Jose, and she's the real estate agent from the video where we talk about real estate stuff. And maybe she can give us a tour of houses that cost XYZ prices, you know? I think those are really great ideas. And Airbnbs, my friend I think has one, but I think someone is renting it, so I'm not sure. Snow, if you have proper clothing, you are fine. So whenever I touch snow, it's gonna be with full layers of clothing. Colorado is 70 degrees today, and then 30. Ooh, one of the reasons I'm going to Ecuador, that and Colorado is seriously missing an ocean and beaches. You're gonna love the beaches over here. Except for in Carnaval, be very cautious with Carnaval season. But the beaches are lovely. Hi from Austin, Texas. Robert, how's it going? Loved the collab with you and Don. It's always great working with Don. He's such a great guy. I really wanted when he came the other day to Puerto Viejo, I wanted to record a full video with him. Like, I was able to record the short, and because he was exploring the park, it was the first time he was there, so I was like, reaction to Don's reaction to Puerto Viejo's biggest park. But I wanted to record a video with him, like just a video where we sat down and talked about something. It's actually something that I had in mind for a while, and I was like, I'm hoping Don stays the whole day, but he couldn't. He had things to do, so, you know. We do plan on collabing more, by the way, so don't even worry about it. It's gonna be great. Let's see here. Some of the videos I saw from Guayaquil looked horrific, but I'm not sure if that's just certain areas and how often flooding that severe happens. The problem, and I saw a post recently on Instagram, the problem about the flooding in certain cities, even here in Puerto Viejo, like, there's not flooding, but there is like a lot of water that piles up, and the reason for that is because of the trash. Like, we still have this problem here in Ecuador. Specifically, I can talk about Puerto Viejo, but it's a culture thing where people still think that throwing trash on the street is like okay. Like, they're like, I've driven behind cars that they're in a car. Like, I drive a motorcycle. They're in a car, and you'll see them like roll down their window and throw out like a cup or throw out a wrapper of something. And like, it's so frustrating because like, you're in a car, like, can't you just hold it and throw it away in a trash can when you get to a specific place? Like what's the difference between like waiting a little while and having to like litter the street? Like, and I'm on a motorcycle, like whenever I go out to eat, like, and maybe I have to carry around a paper or something, I put it away in my, like, in my pocket. Like, I don't have anywhere to throw it away, so I'll put it in my pocket and just like, I'll drive, and whenever I find a trash can, I'll throw it away. Or I'll wait till I get home and throw away the trash that I have in my pockets. It's so frustrating. I don't get it sometimes. But anyways, juice box. Thank you very much. I really appreciate your support. Always helps, and I'm really hoping that that all of this, like that you guys are helping me with, is gonna help me out at one point to make another video or to make this a sustainable job, because right now I make YouTube videos and most of the time the videos are just, I can't like make this steady source of income yet, but one day, definitely gonna happen. And this is gonna be my job, and I'm just gonna show you everything in Ecuador. Hold up, I went too far down in the comments. Enjoy the evening, everyone. Nice to meet you. Gotta bounce. Damn, Anthony, I didn't get to say bye. Hopefully if Anthony gets to see this, hopefully you take care. Drop a link to a video on getting a rental. Need to work on that. Yes, sunscreen is a must. Okay, the price of this sunscreen. I haven't even opened it because I have this other bottle of spray sunscreen. This sunscreen cost me $16. $16. This, just to compare it to something, this sunscreen, which I don't even think this whole box is the sunscreen, but there's whatever the sunscreen is in here was $16 on discount, because normal priced it was $20, but it had a 30% discount. Just to compare it again, next to my phone, next to my storage phone, so you can see more or less what the size is. $16, but it's my skin, so I have to take care of it, and I bought this. Let me show you the bottle of sunscreen that I have. Hold up. This over here. This one also cost me around like 15, 16 on discount, but once again, the price of sunscreen is ridiculous. But that's why if you come to Ecuador and you want sunscreen for here, bring your own. Like, if you can bring like a giant container that will last you forever, cool. I don't know if they expire, but yeah, you're paying a very big premium for sunscreen over here. I still don't know why, but Lol, I don't even know what sunscreen costs over here in the US. I saw someone who mentioned a comment that I think you can buy sunscreen on Amazon for like $8, I think. Let's see here. Kathy, hello Kathy. Is vaping, not weed, a thing in Ecuador? Are there vape stores in most big cities? That is a really good question. And I'm gonna answer it the easiest way I can. If I walk out of my house right now and I go down like a street that's really close to my house, like literally one of the streets like in my house, it'll take me 5 minutes and there's a vape store. I don't vape, I don't smoke, I don't do weed or any kind of drug, but there is a vape store over here. It's not for me, obviously, but there is a vape store. And yes, vaping is a thing. Not a lot of people do it now. Like, there was a time period where there were, like, I saw people, and maybe it's just because I don't go out to parties or stuff, but there was a time where I saw more people vaping. But I'm thinking the message of vaping is not good got out to a lot more people, because there was this video I saw the other day of these two guys who they have to use this machine to talk because I guess they lost the ability to talk because they smoked, because of vaping and stuff like that. So, I'm not here to tell you what you should do or you shouldn't, but I just want you to be healthy. So if you want to vape, yes, you can do it here. It's okay. Drugs, not so much. Drugs are hit or miss. Ace, whoever's accusing you of lying, block them off your channel. You are one of the nicest people we know. DP, I love you. Thank you very much. I really appreciate that. I just am what I am. I am who I am. And I really appreciate your kind comment. I'm not gonna block them. I'm just not gonna pay attention to their comments, because you guys know what the truth is. I know what the truth is. We all know what the truth is. Everyone's free to believe what they want. I'm not gonna put it against anyone. Robert Stewart, Robert again, Also, not just my white skin, I'm 6'5". Man, you are tall. I'm like 5'8". You're like, you tower over me, like, my goodness. You're very close to the sun. Definitely, you need this more than I do. Take care of yourself because getting sunburnt is a thing. Like right now, my arms are very burnt. If you compare it to my actual color of my skin, like my parents always say, you used to be so white and then you got burnt. Like, I mean, what can I do about that? It happens. It's okay. It's nice having some color. I like it. Blick. Hello, Blick. It's been a while. One of the few sunburns and definitely the worst I got in my life was at the beach in Canoa. Canoa! That was the beach that I was thinking of earlier. I haven't been there in a long time, but I stayed there a weekend. I ate ceviche. It was so great. It was really nice. I love that beach. Not to say that any beach here is bad, but I loved Canoa. I agree, VP. Gracias. When I was in Montañita last year, I walked the beach home alone from a restaurant at the north at night. Would you do that, or do you think it's risky? You were in Montañita. Juice, sorry, I'm just responding this question, but honestly, I wouldn't. The last time I was in Montañita was for a competition. It was when I ran. Hold on. This isn't the one, but this is one of the competitions that I typically run in. This is the Nitro race that I recently, well, not recently, but this is the one that I ran in Manta. Recently, I ran in the one that was in Crucita, and before that, I ran in one that was in Montañita, and that was, I think it was called the Extreme Race, and I was in Montañita, and after the race, like after the torture, everyone got together and there was a party, like in one of the places in Montañita, like one of the bars. And like people were dancing, obviously drinking. I don't drink, but they were dancing, drinking, and I was there. And after, like, I was bored, so I wanted to leave, but I was with my friend, and I told him, hey, you know, I'll go when you go because I don't want to go out by myself because you never know what could happen. And that's considering in Montañita, at least the part that like is more city, street, you know, like there's people. It feels safe in some ways, but once you start going out of where there's people, that's where it's kind of like risky. At least that's what I feel, of course. So I personally wouldn't go anywhere by myself. Like if I were leaving a place, especially at the end of night, I wouldn't go anywhere by myself. If I had a big group or if I was with someone who I knew like they know the safest route, then maybe. But if I'm by myself, definitely not. Let's see here. Everyone speak out. I think the accusation is his opportunity to have some fun. Like he's really Don Shader in costume. Hey, I might be. Like, you know, me and Don Shader have been in videos together, you know? Just ignore those negative comments. They're just trolling you, probably bored. Yes. And by the way, thanks again. Love, live, heal. It feels so weird calling you love, live, heal, but I think we're just gonna stick with love. So thank you, love. Lol. Never mind, I changed my mind. Okay, good for you. Let's see. I missed checking out Loja when we were there. Just ran out of time. Jeff, if you ever get a chance to come back, and obviously go to Loja. I mean, I need to go to Loja. Maybe we can go at the same time. And that way I won't feel alone. Although I already talked to Jason from Albies and Ecuador. And if I go to Loja, I do plan on talking with him and collaborating in a video. So expect that for when I go to Loja. A bit of a spoiler, but you know. I have an idea how I can stay indefinitely. Can I go into the country using my US passport, leave the country after 6 months, and re-enter using my Mexican passport? That's a really good question. And I want to say that I don't think it's going to work. Because from what I understand, when you have, when you enter the country and you use the visa that they give you here, like I think the visa is 90 days. If your 90 days expire, you can't come back until you renew that visa. So even if you were to use a different visa from a different country, since it's not Ecuador visa, you could have complications. I'm not gonna say you will or you won't, but I definitely think that you would. So I would avoid it. It sounds like a good bypass, but it just feels like there's always ifs and buts here. So don't risk it, basically. Lewis, why don't you go and now return to U.S.? How about it, Biden supporter? I'm really not sure so much the situation with Biden and Trump and like in general the presidents in the states. I've been watching Philip DeFranco, and there's a whole bunch of there seem to be a lot of problems right now, and I think yesterday in the news I saw that Biden was against drilling in the states. Like he was for protecting the environment, and now he's planning to drill in Antarctica. No, how was it? No, in Alaska thing. I don't know. He's planning to drill. I don't remember where it was that he was saying he was gonna drill, but it was like you say one thing. Yeah, in Alaska. Why did I say Antarctica? But he said that he wasn't going to drill, and now he is going to drill. So it just kind of felt weird, that contradiction. But I'm not here to judge people for what they do. Like, if you promise something, the only thing that I ask is, if you promise something, do it. Like, fulfill your promise, because that's what it's all about. Like, in politics, like, I know there's a lot of dirty politics and stuff, dirty politicians. But if anything, the only thing that I ever ask for from a politician is that if they promise something, like, do it. Over here, unfortunately, you have to hope they'll do something, because sometimes they won't do anything. Like, I've talked about this before. So even if they do the bare minimum, people are very happy with that. But I guess you could say at least they did something. Not happy with it, but let's see here. Love, Live, Heal. Do you have a contact info where people can contact you personally for collabs or interviews? I actually do. If you want to contact me, you can hit me up on my business email. It's actually in my about section, but I'm gonna leave it here in the comments of this video. b@gmail.com. This is my business email. If you ever have any business inquiries, if you want a translator, if you want someone to, if you want consultation, if you want to talk to me about something specific that maybe you can't talk to with everyone else, ask me very specific questions, you can send me an email. I can't reply to every email instantly. I do reply to the emails that are sent by people who are members to the members of the Buy Me a Coffee or my YouTube membership. I reply faster, of course, because that's what I promised in my YouTube membership and my Buy Me a Coffee membership, to be more aware of their messages and definitely respond to them faster. But for everyone else, it's not that I won't respond. I just, when I don't have time, I can't respond quickly. But I always try to respond as quickly as possible. Definitely, because I understand that there are questions, some that are more immediate than others, and I love to help. So I'm like, how can I help? And the worst part is, and I really apologize to everyone who sent me a message and I've sent them a text like this long. I go very deep into details whenever someone asks me a question. So if I send you an exaggeratedly long message, and if it's TLDR, I mean, I'm sorry. I always try to give the most precise info. I feel like if I don't help you completely, like, you're not gonna get everything that you need, and that makes me feel bad. So I don't want to like leave you with half the information when I can give you 100% of the information. So yeah. From what you've shown and said, I'm really, really looking forward to the food. You're gonna love it, definitely, Mark. Do you ever get offered drugs by people? Me, personally, I don't. I have been offered a Happy Brownie because it's very common. I just saw this comment, Kathy. I was gonna call you Kathy, I don't know why. Kathy, yes, come, May. Mark the calendar. But I haven't been like explicitly, like someone said, like, "Hey, you want some drugs?" No one does that. Like, no one does that to me. I guess I'm not their audience, their clients. I'm not in that world. But I have friends, acquaintances, people that I know who they buy drugs, weed specifically, happy brownies. It's a very common thing now, and it's weird because I talked with my friend Roberta from the video, from the podcast episode 2, and from the do's and don'ts video. We talked about that. Like, is it common for people to like sell drugs, to do drugs? Isn't it illegal? And like, yeah, I mean, it's supposed to be illegal, but you see people doing it. Sometimes the police will stop them. Sometimes they won't care. You'll be walking around the streets, and you'll get a whiff of something that you know is not normal. So I don't know. Like, I don't know how legal it is or how illegal it is, because sometimes the police will react violently, like, hey, you can't do that, boom, give me the da da da. And sometimes they won't react at all. So I guess it depends on the cop, which is weird because the rules should be for everyone. But yeah, that's the situation with drugs. And great question. I'm glad I answered it. De nada, amigo. Once again, Juicebox, I really appreciate you. Louis, you could probably get away with that, but if you get caught, I'm not sure of the penalty. I'm also not sure so much what would happen. I really don't know if you could get away with that, to be honest. That's why I'm kind of like doubtful. I'd rather anyone who comes to Ecuador go through the right process. And why not just, I make it sound so easy. Why not become a resident? Like, maybe live here forever. Consider it. I really want everyone to come to Ecuador. Like, I don't know if my videos sound very negative sometimes about like the situation, but I love Ecuador. Like, I've been living here 10 years plus. Like, why wouldn't I love Ecuador? If I hated it, I'd be gone by now. But definitely come on down. As a remote worker, but my employer wouldn't provide a letter ensuring that I'll be employed for the next 3 years. Wow, that sucks. Oh, Jeff. Just an observation from the month we spent there. I smell someone smoking weed even on the roads while driving very frequently here in Phoenix. Didn't smell it once in public or while driving in Ecuador. That's really cool. You got lucky, Jeff, because like I sometimes will be walking and I'll be like, okay, that's the smell of weed. Like, I don't do the drugs, but it's funny that when I've been walking with friends, they told me, "Do you smell that?" I'm like, "Yeah, what is it? Like, is it just like this, like exhaust, or what is it?" They're like, "It's weed." Like here. And they're like, "Yeah." And I'm like, "Okay, well, didn't expect that." But it happens. Sunscreen isn't necessarily that much cheaper in the US, actually. Went on sale at our core stock. Oh, really? How much does sunscreen cost over there? Someone made it sound so cheap when they put, like, I asked the question the other day, like, hey, like, what things do you think are necessary for Ecuador? And someone said sunscreen. They're like, yeah, on Amazon it's $8. I was like, $8 versus 15 for this. Like, I don't know if maybe it's the size. Like, this is tiny. Like, if this were bigger, like 2 times the size of what it is, I would justify the $15. I justify it now because I get burnt and I don't want to get burnt. But like $15, man, 16 actually, but I don't know. Continuing on, the bill about drilling in Alaska, yes. I know you mentioned going out at night. Is that true for you being at home too, being familiar with the town? I go out to the grocery in Phoenix at night and not a big deal. I'd say it depends on where you live, how close you are to certain things. Like, if there's a store that's really close by, you can go to that store. Like, don't bring your phone with you. Don't bring like a wallet with $200 in it. But like, if you just go to someplace that's really close, it shouldn't be a problem. The problem more is more when you go to a place that's like, if you have to walk out on the street for longer than 10, 15, 20 minutes, you're running the risk of something happening, because in that time frame, it's not guaranteed, but someone who's like a criminal might drive by, they see you by yourself, if you're by yourself, and they take advantage. Like, they'll rob you like there. like I even mentioned in one of my videos, a friend of mine, while she was going to the park with two people with her, she got robbed. Like, it's crazy where you can get robbed, but like it just depends on how much time you're out on the street. Okay, the timer just went up, so it must be, yeah, about an hour and 30 minutes. And I feel like there were a lot of things that I wanted to talk about. I did a 3 day fast the other day. I did want to mention that I fasted for 3 days, which means I went 3 days without eating. It was great. It was the second time I've done that, so I was already used to it, but it was really cool. Let me see, let me continue. I'm finally going to Manta and Ambato in the end of June. It has been 8 years. Henry, let's go! Thank you, Love Live. You're welcome. Love. I said I was gonna call you Love. Coming to Ecuador for the first time in May. We already talked about that. Can't wait, Kathy. What towns are you checking out? Sunscreen depends on what size you buy, and more importantly, the brand. Umbrella, I'm guessing, is an expensive brand because this was 20. And I remember this original price, if I remember, was also like 20. But like on discount, it was also almost like 16. If not like 15, 14-ish. Kathy, I'm planning to go to the same places, but I want to add Loja on my list. Yay. Is it true Montañita is the Kopeng name? What? SRB, I have no idea what you mean by that. Montañita is just party central. You go to Montañita basically to go out, have fun, drinking. There's a lot more drug consumption there in terms of weed and stuff like that. You could say it's more allowed. It's a nice city. I mean, I would like to go there. I would like to go there again. Just, mainly it's just that everything now is like a video. So I want to go there just to kind of like, to show it off. But like, it would be nice to just spend a weekend there. Quito, if you prefer the city life, very few bugs since it has high elevation and most of the amenities that you would expect from a big city. Quito is nice. I remember when I went there, and we're talking about years ago, it felt more developed than most of the cities that I had been to. Comparing it to Puerto Viejo now, I guess Puerto Viejo's gone up, but it's still not to the level of Quito. So Quito was nice. The streets also very nice. And that's something that I really like as a motorcycle driver, that the streets are actually nice. The only thing is in Quito, since they have more pollution control, I don't know. Well, when I had my old motorcycle, like I wouldn't have been able to go with that one because that one throws out too much exhaust. This one that I have now, which has been the motorcycle that I've had like most of my life now, my life here, it's less exhaust, so it would be okay to bring with me. But still, there's the whole matriculation process, a bunch of things. Also, time of the year, Cuenca is good if you prefer speaking with other English speakers. It has the largest expat community. It's a bit more rural than Quito, but it has a mid-town size. My friend who recently recommended Cuenca, like for me to go, and like he told me how long I should stay. Like if I want to explore all of Cuenca, a week is not enough. He told me like maybe a month, like to explore more of it. I don't think I'm gonna be able to do that, but like maybe I can try to find a week and see if I can cover the expenses for a week in Cuenca. But Cuenca was, like, from what I heard, like, it's really nice. Like, you can find a lot of expats there. Like, it's funny because he compared Puerto Viejo. He's like, in Puerto Viejo, people hear you speaking English, and they're like, wow, he speaks English. He must be from somewhere else. In Cuenca, it's like normal. Like, everyone speaks English. Everyone speaks a different language because people aren't from Ecuador in Cuenca, which is weird. Cuenca is an Ecuadorian city, but people aren't from Ecuador in Cuenca. But pretty cool too. I've always wanted to go, and with that, it makes it more like I've already gone there, but like go and like stay for a long time and see if I can communicate with people and like ask them, hey, what can you tell me about your experiences living here in Cuenca? Like, what can you tell people who are planning to come live in Cuenca? Interview, like street interviews. I think it would be really nice. Cuenca is very nice, but the coastal towns are more laid back and festive. It is very laid back here in the coast. I can say from the experience that I've had here. Probably a part that I really like about living in Puerto Viejo, and I guess that's why my experience in Ecuador has been nice, is that it's super chill, super relaxed, and I don't feel like constant stress to like to like go above and beyond. Like I go above and beyond in what I do in content creation in my work, but it feels like if you have enough to live, you're fine. Like it feels like everything is like super relaxed. You go out and party like on weekends. I don't, but people do. So it's a negative mentality in the aspect that like I feel like if I were somewhere else, I'd be pushing myself more maybe. But at the same time, if you're coming to retire, if you're coming to just like to a place where you just want to take it easy, then I feel like the coast, Ecuador itself, is a great place to not live the life of work to live. Like if you don't work, you can't live. Like no, you live. You should work because you don't want to die. But if you have like a pension, if you have a lot of money, if your job is giving you like, if you're earning like $1,000, $2,000 a month over here in Ecuador, you're set. Like, in my opinion, if I had $1,000 a month here in Puerto Viejo, like I'd be set. Like I'd be really good. I'd even be able to help like even more in the house. But like that's just the thing. Like that would be for Ecuador really good. I know that in other parts of the world, not the same. In the States, $1,000 is nothing. Kathy, street interviews will be fun to watch. I have been planning on doing that over here. The only problem is, and this is where I would ask everyone here, would you like street interviews that are in Spanish? Because I'm gonna type it down as a question, but I'm gonna explain it here. Would you like me to do street interviews to Ecuadorians of all ages? Hold up, I have to put it as a poll here. So poll, all ages. Well, I guess of all ages is unnecessary. Ecuadorians just in general. Yes or no? To specify the question, the way that the interviews would work is they would have to be in Spanish because the majority of people here only speak Spanish. Unfortunately, it's hard. Like if I wanted to ask someone to interview in English, I'd have to specifically know who to talk to. Because if I don't know a specific person to talk to who knows English, I'd have to just ask everyone else who knows Spanish. So if I can interview people here, like a lot of them, but the majority, they only know Spanish. So that's what's been my fear of making a video interviewing people speaking like Ecuadorians, because if I interview them, they're gonna tell me everything in Spanish, and that's gonna be kind of hard to understand. And yeah, of course, I'd have to subtitle the video so that way it would be understandable. If not, it's impossible. So yeah, I see the majority is all on board for it. Love it. Cuenca, Quito, and wait, first, Ace, the park in your city looks amazing. It is amazing. It's really nice. It's the effort. It's so crazy how before that was just an empty lot. Like it was like a parking lot. People would use it for concerts. And now it's this amazing park that people can go to and spend a weekend, spend a day, just like hang out at the park. There's security because there's guards. It's a nice place that before used to be nothing. That's why I can't help but praise the mayor that we used to have because of he helped make that park. Something that no other mayor even considered to do. Like respect. Cuenca, Quito, and Manta are definitely on my list of places to visit. My primary location will be near Montañita. Hopefully when you go to Manta, you get to meet Don Shader. That's going to be great. Let's see. I don't shop at Costco, but I heard banana boat 3-pack. Very good price at Costco. Okay. If you guys can send some sunscreen over, I'm not gonna complain. It's way too expensive here. Street interviews in Spanish, yes, if they have English subtitles. Either language is fine for me, but I'm sure most would prefer it in English. Okay, I'll try to do a mix. I'll do random interviews on the street, and that's gonna mainly be in Spanish because I know no one here. It's lucky when I run out on the street and find someone who speaks English, like really lucky. So I'm just gonna have to hope that I run into people who speak English, or the majority is gonna be Spanish. Yes, if they have English subtitles, of course. My friend stayed in Airbnb in Cuenca, and you can see the Cuenca sign from their balcony. He said there's plenty of stores and places to eat and walking distance. Yeah, most of the time when you stay close to like if you have an Airbnb, like my friend, I don't know if it's an Airbnb or an apartment, but she says she's in the historic center of Cuenca, so she has like everything around her. I'm like, okay, let me know when I can visit. I'm still trying to coordinate that though. Yes, I would love that, as I'm currently learning Spanish. Have you checked out my Spanish tips video? Well, not tips, but my I've been making the shorts. This was a recommendation from someone in the community. Fluffy, I don't know if you've seen their comments on videos, but Fluffy recommended making shorts about learning Spanish, like teaching Spanish. And I've made videos on that. I've made a few shorts with my friends, and I let them be the stars because they're really proud of the Spanish that they've learned, and I'm happy that they feel really happy with the Spanish that they've learned, so I let them teach it. And we just script it together so that way it's really fun and interactive, and that way the videos are more interesting too. Because if you always just saw me, you'd be like, we see Ace all the time. So, I like to mix it around. A big shout out to Anna and Joanna. Thank you for your help in the Spanish teaching videos and future projects we're gonna do related to Ecuador. Hey, one more question about food in Ecuador. Is there an Ecuadorian version of tamales? Ecuadorian version of tamales. They sell tamales in certain Mexican places, but they don't have are tamales Mexican? Well, I know there is I've heard people say that they've eaten tamales, but I haven't eaten them, and I wouldn't know what an Ecuadorian version of that would be. But trust me, if you think tamales are really good, there's a lot more food here that you have to try that is also amazing. Like I said earlier, pan de almidón, bolón, ceviche, corviche, there's tonga. Tonga is really good. Encebollado, my favorite dish. You're gonna have a blast if you just come for the food. Okay, let's see the rest of the comments. I'm fine with English or Spanish. English with subtitles will be nice. Humitas. I have heard of humitas. I just haven't tried them. Subtitles would be good. Okay. Either is fine. I'm in the learning Spanish mode now, and I can use all the help I can get. Cool. Cynthia, hello. Good to see you. Oh, well, read your message. Yes, with English subtitles. Cool. Robert, I'm stuck with Ohio now, but I was raised in Yuma, Arizona. I miss tamales. Stick with encebollado. Encebollado is love. Encebollado is life. Learning Spanish, and that would help. Don't forget to check out the Spanish shorts. Today, I put out the video of garuando, which is a really weird word. In the video, I was gonna say garuando, gur, because it was just funny. It just sounds like a gur kind of word. But it means drizzle. And it's weird because everyone, whenever it drizzles, they normally say brisando. But brisando, translated in English, I'm gonna write the word in the chat. Brisando, learning Spanish with Ace. Brisando is apparently when it's windy, and here people use it when it's drizzling, but it's like drizzling with wind. So brisando is it's like drizzling but with wind. Interesting, right? Let's see. Do you have someone that will give me a fair price to rent a nice place in Manta? I think Don Shader can help you with that for sure. Meeting Don would be a highlight. I hope you do. Don is amazing. He's so cool. I'm traveling to Ecuador in June. What is the weather like at that time? We are still, I think, in process of the rainy season. I think until no, maybe until August. I want to say until August, but it's gonna. I feel like it's definitely gonna have died down a lot by the time that it's August or June-ish. I can't guarantee it, but I do think it will still be raining. Nice to know. I've seen your short videos and liked them. Thank you very much, Mark. I will try to meet Don Shader. My wife and kids call him Grandpa. He looks like my wife's grandpa. He must be his twin brother. Hey, you never know. Here, you never know. Like, the world is a small place. It's funny because I always say Puerto Viejo is a small place because they have that comment here a lot. You don't want to know why, but they say Puerto Viejo is a small place, and you never know. You might find people who are like identical out in the world. Some people say they've met someone who looks just like me here in Puerto Viejo. I'm like, impossible. Because every time they say this person is drinking at a bar, I'm like, I don't drink. So it can't be me. Crazy. Be sure to ask Don Shader to explain Google Voice to you. He loves that. What would be the average price for a pollo empanada? Most of the time, any kind of empanada, the normal average price, you can get them for like around $1, 50 cents to $1. Outside of the university, they used to sell them for like 50 cents because university students get out and they just buy a whole bunch of them. So they used to sell them really cheap. The only problem is they're small around the university, and sometimes they're kind of empty. So I don't recommend buying them there. When I there's this place in the mall that sells empanadas, and there's this really good empanada that's a pizza empanada. I should have shown you guys the picture in my community post. I'm so dumb. There was this pizza empanada. It costs like $2, but it's an empanada. It's bigger than this. It's like this long, but obviously bigger, and it has it's pizza flavored. Inside it's like pizza filling, so it's really good. So there's some places that the good places will sell empanadas for maybe $1.50, $2, but they'll be more filled than places that if you just in street vendors. And I'm planning on making a video of trying street vendor foods, but it's really cheap most of the time. You can get empanadas for around 50 cents to $1. So it depends on where you buy it. What would you average price? Henry, his email is on his YouTube site. Write him. Yes, definitely write to Don if you have the chance. Brisando sounds kind of like breezy. So yeah, pretty much. Llovizna is what I've heard most in Medellin. I'm not sure, but over here they say brisando, and going into the woodworks, people have said garuando. That's why when I remembered the word garuando, I was like, I have to show that word because we're in the rainy season. Henry, he loves to help. You can also send him a list of questions. Yes, I met Don Shader in Cuenca. Yeah. Juice box. I would love for everyone to meet Cuenca. To meet Don Shader. You know what would be great? If we had a meet and greet, everyone who was here, we just got together and just sat down and talked and had lunch. All of us, with Don Shader, with me, with everyone who's here in the chat. I think that would be so cool. That would be amazing. I remember when empanadas used to be 50 cents over here. That was 20 years ago. Yeah, the prices of food do go up. Street food is still cheap depending on where you get it. Some people sell it cheaper, of course, because they wanna still earn. The problem. Okay, we're gonna go into a really weird topic, I guess. The problem with the food industry, the food business, not even industry, because I think KFC and the big places. The food businesses, people who sell food, the problem is that they don't compete over quality. They compete over price. If there's, for example, if there's the chance, and just to give an example, if there's the chance to start your business and you sell empanadas, but you know the market price. The market price for empanadas, like I said, 50 cents to $1. So if you can sell yours at 50 cents, and if they're only slightly better than the other ones, then you can make a profit because you can sell them off and you can market them as the best empanadas because they're a little bit better, maybe. Or maybe they can be a lot better. But then after you get your business, you get your customers, then you drop the quality to make a profit. That's the mentality of some people here, because my dad has said it tons of times. He's gone to places that he was like, this place is amazing, the food is so good. And then after a few weeks, he's like, they dropped the quality of the food. Now they're like sending smaller pieces of chicken, or they're selling smaller pieces of meat. They're trying to, they have their business now, so now they're trying to skimp out on like giving you the good stuff to make money. So that happens, and that's why business is kind of like, you see a lot of food businesses and a lot of them die because they don't keep up the quality, and when they do keep up the quality, there's not enough demand because there's so many food places here, at least in Puerto Viejo. Let's see, I'm going from Medellin to Manta with a friend and I'm hoping to meet Don. Let's go! Funny how you said brisando, because you just literally described the weather here where I am right now. It's drizzling and windy. Love, I hope that the weather gets a little bit better. I don't think it's drizzling right now. It might be windy outside only because it's not hot. Larry, what's up? I saw your comment on the video. I'm so happy for you. And I hope that encebollado, I hope you get to eat it again, because encebollado is like breakfast dish every day. If I were to eat breakfast, I don't anymore, but if I were, and even for dinner, like I would eat encebollado every day. End of story. I mean, I really love the other food, ceviche and all that stuff, but encebollado is just like my favorite dish. I can't get enough of it. Okay. I love street vendor foods, done that here. Japan, oh, you've been to Japan. I want to go to Japan. Indonesia. Street vendor food are really good. Just that sometimes they're not as big as if you go to a restaurant, but that's normal. It's street food. Lots of expressions, depends on country and location, for sure. Street food video would be great. Ace, you're doing a great job and you should be proud. The comment that BPE made earlier about me being nice, and those comments really make my day. The support, obviously, I really appreciate the support, but these comments, you guys being here, being a part of this, telling me about your lives, having this conversation, it makes my day so much better. Like, my day was really nice. Like, I did yoga for the first time, like for real today, and it was an interesting experience. It was different. And I wanted to tell you guys about it today. And I did the 3-day fast today. I wanted to tell you about it. And I love these interactions. It's like, it lets us connect more, and get to know each other better. And it feels like we're here. You know what I wanted to do one day? It came to me while I was planning out the live stream. I was like, wouldn't it be fun if we coordinated a live stream where we all had dinner together? Like, everyone was having dinner at the same time. Like, we set the hour for 6 o'clock. That's typically the only time I eat during the day. And we all have dinner. And we talk about the food that we're eating. Like, hey, I'm eating this thing. Today I have this for my meal. Or what are you guys eating? Hey, that's really cool. I'm eating this. I'm having this for dinner. I'm having this for lunch. And we just share the food that we're having. It's like a cultural exchange, and at the same time, you don't have to eat dinner alone. Maybe some of you don't eat dinner alone. I eat by myself. I eat here. I watch some videos, and that's it, because I'm the only one who eats at this time, and the only one in my house who eats once a day. But all of us sharing a meal together, it would be so it'd be so nice. I don't know. It came to me as an idea. Maybe we can do it one day. But I'd have to ask everyone, hey, do you guys want to have a live stream where we just sit down and have dinner together and have a conversation? Who knows? It would be nice. I see a lot of people love the meet and greet idea. Lunch at your dad's place? Aha, you got it. In Spanish, this is an expression, and people say "tú sabes," like you know, like you got it, like basically, you know what I'm talking about. Like tú me entiendes, tú me entiendes, tú me cachas. That's another expression. Tú me cachas, tú me entiendes, um, tú sabes. Like those are expressions like you know, like you got it or you understand me, and very typical. So the meet and greet would be great. Maybe I can talk to Don. The thing is, I don't know how complicated it would be for everyone to get together in one place. I'd personally prefer if we all went to Manta, maybe spent a day at the mall, or it could be in my dad's business. I don't mind. But we definitely all have to like coordinate because I don't want anyone to have to go out of their way. So you know, it's like it would have to be very coordinated, very planned to do something like that. Yeah, lunch at your dad's. You could do the interview then, of course. I wish Isi baked empanada. You mean you wish you had one? I wish you did too. Dude, I agree. You're great. I'm enjoying the video at work tonight. Hey, I appreciate you being here. It's not every day I get to do a live stream. I had been planning to do a live stream like every month, and I realized I haven't done did I do a live stream in February? And then I was like, oh yeah, I did one before the elections, or after. I can't remember if it was before or after. It's actually written down here. One day before the elections, yes. And I was like, I haven't done a live stream in March, and I was like, let's coordinate one, let's do one so we can talk. It's been a while, so yeah. Dude, John has a car now. He could go for a cruise and end up with for sure. That day that he came, I wish he would have stayed longer because I told him, hey, you can stay and maybe you can try out my dad's food. But he couldn't, so he had things. Siri said John, I meant Don. What's funny is I read it as Don. It's like you guys know, we already know it's Don. Alright, I'm gonna end the poll because I see that the majority, yes. So I will be doing street interviews to Ecuadorians. Hopefully, the majority Spanish. Yeah, I had a feeling you meant Ecuador, but I wasn't sure if you meant that you would love to have one that was over there, like where you're at right now, or if you could bake one. I wasn't sure. I can ask all my questions. Yeah, Kathy, go ahead. I'm still here. If you have any questions, I was planning on ending the live stream at 6:30 because you know an hour and a half, but I guess we still have some time. There's still a lot of people here, so the community is together. We're all here right now, so if you have any questions, go ahead and ask. As soon as we finish the dough, I'm gonna go and eat my meal for the day. That's why I didn't also want to extend it too much. Last time we did a live stream that was 3 hours long, and when I realized it was 3 hours, I was like, oh no. So let's see here. So far the live stream has been 118. That would be almost 2 hours. I'd say another 10 minutes. So if you have any more questions, if there's anything you want to talk about, please go ahead. We're here. Let's have a conversation. I'm here until 9. I really hope it goes well for you at work, Rick. With 2 Ks. That's what I got today. I am sure I will think of more for. Okay, cool. SRB, what's it like traveling in Ecuador during a Christmas holiday period and including the New Year? Do the shops close? Does it become prohibitively expensive because it's Xmas, etc.? I'd actually say that there's a lot of places that try to offer you deals because they want to sell for Christmas. I wouldn't like, obviously there are some things that are expensive and some things you might want to rush to find. During Christmas, there's this Christmas and New Year's, I can't remember specifically which one. There's the colada morada, which is, I want to call it like a certain type of milkshake that you can only get during that time. There's also this special kind of rosca, which is not like the ones over here, the ones that I showed you earlier. It's not like these roscas. It's more like a bread, and that they make. They also make it during January for Dia de Reyes, if I remember correctly. Um, I wouldn't say that a lot of shops close. I mean, over here where I'm at, what I've noticed is people try to work every day, even on holidays, because it's money. Like if someone is not working, like if for some reason the city decided, okay, holidays, we're gonna close all stores. If one store decided to open, that store would be full, like full, because like where else are people gonna buy their things? No one wants to cook at home. Some people do, of course. I say no one like it's everyone, but no, the majority of people don't want to cook at home. So they go out to eat. That's why even my dad, he like always likes to open his business on holidays, and it makes me sad because he doesn't give himself a break. And I know he does it because we need the money, but at the same time, like I wish he would like give himself more breaks, because if he's not well, it makes me feel bad. Everyone in the house feels bad, and obviously we don't produce anything, so it's like it's tough. Like we do produce. Like I work as a teacher. My brother, my mom's the one who's not exactly with a stable job right now, but you know, if anyone ever wants their nails or hair done, my mom does that too. Shameless plug. Uh, but yeah, some places don't open during the holidays. It's hit or miss. The big chain stores like Super Maxi, Mega Maxi, the big stores, they always open. They'll open until less late, so they'll close earlier, but they will open. What else about that? But no, I mean, they always try to discount things in general, even when it's not the holidays. So, you know, when it's not a holiday like that. But yeah, that's the situation with Xmas and around the holiday time. And traveling during that time, what I will say is that Christmas is like the robbers' holiday, because they assume that people have money. So if you go out during Christmas time, you run the risk of being robbed a lot more, because robbers are like, yeah, these people are going around with money, let's rob them. Not even because you're foreign. It happens to everyone. So, you know, it's just a precaution that I give. Just be safe. Thank you. You're welcome, Rick. Is the bus station in Porto dangerous? No. Any bus station could be dangerous if you just like, even in other countries, I think, if you just leave your stuff lying down on the floor, then it's dangerous. But if you go to a specific like store or like, no, if you're in the terminal, in the bus station, like in general, like you're okay. Sometimes there's even police and guards, so you should be fine. Just don't leave your stuff without someone watching it, because someone could steal it. Is that like fried pork rinds? No, roscas are more like, how would I explain it? It's like if you had like pretzels. It's like if you had a pretzel without salt on it. Like it's kind of like that, but with more of a bread taste, if that makes sense. So it's like a pretzel, no salt on it, and it has like a bread-like taste. There's also the pink ones that have sugar in them, so they're sugary. But these are specifically more like bread-like taste. On the other hand, the chifle, these have their own special taste. I can't even call them like potato chips, because they're not. They're really good. You need to try chifle. I know they sell chifle in some stores in the States, but it's expensive. So over here, this costs 50 cents. This is like 50 cents to $1, depending on which ones you buy. And they're really good. My experience, went too far. I know fitness and gyms are big in Ecuador. Are steroids legal there? I don't think they're legal, but I do think people still take them. They find a way. A lot of people, they like to buy supplements. So just an idea, and it's not like a lucrative idea, but if you ever visit Ecuador, and if you bring supplements, you can sell the supplements because there will be people who buy them. Because here, for example, let's just suppose this were a supplement. Let's suppose this were a supplement. If this supplement costs over in the States, if it costs $20, over here it could easily cost $35 to $40. So if you bring supplements and you sell them, like you mark it up $10 or something, you could actually make a profit with supplements. Same thing with cell phones. I'm not like giving business ideas or anything like that. People do that. I'm just, saying. Raul, thank you very much. Appreciate the dono. Always appreciate the support. It all goes back into the channel and into helping me make more videos. So always appreciate you. And hello, by the way. So yeah, I'm gonna drink some. Thank you very much, Raul. I'll make sure to have an encebollado in these upcoming days because of you. Let's see here. Let me keep going. There's some more questions, some more comments that I can't see well because, oh no. Okay. What is the temperature today now in Puerto Viejo? It's hot. I can't specify the temperature right now. I could probably look it up, but it's hot. Let me actually do a search. To be specific, right now, 26 degrees Celsius, 78 degrees Fahrenheit, hot. I know that there's places that are like 80 degrees. I think Florida, one time I checked, it was like 85. Crazy, but it's hot. That's why I have the air on right now, because if not, I'd be sweating. Like I'm a person who naturally sweats a lot, so no. My experience here in Cuenca as a pedestrian can be pretty scary. In what sense, Larry? In Cuenca, I heard that it was like, other than certain parts that obviously, like there are places you want to avoid. And nighttime, always, be cautious. But what happened, Larry? Hey, Picard, can I walk my dogs? I guess Larry will answer that question. Cheers, Ace. SRB, cheers. Thank you very much. That can be said for lots of places, unfortunately. I agree with Mark. Nighttime. Let me just say, any place that is nice, as long as you avoid the nighttime, it should still be nice. Nighttime, only go to places at night if you're in a car or a vehicle, and if it's like a place where there's a lot of people, like party zones. Some places are called Zona Rosa, and that's like the really nice parts of the city where they have like, the fancy restaurants, large crowds of people that are like, I guess you would say, big spenders. So those places are generally very safe too. Mark Loring, I've never felt as vulnerable in the US as in Cuenca. I walk a lot. Oh, be cautious, Larry. Take care of yourself out there, please. Are those yuca chips? No, these are just normal chifle. The yuca chips, oh man, the yuca chips are also really good. I haven't had one in a long time because the only bad thing about yuca chips, most of the time here, they're very hard. So you take a bite out of one and it almost feels like it's messing with your teeth. But they're really, really good. They're tasty. They're very salty. Once again, Raul, thank you for the encebollado that you have offered me today. Can we ship supplements to you and you can sell them? If I could, trust me, I would. The only problem, one, with shipping things to Ecuador, there's some complications. My friends from Switzerland, they recently had some things shipped to them. They had them shipped to them in December, and they still haven't received them. One of them had their things stuck. My friend Joanna, she had her things stuck in like the process, because apparently what the information that they had when sending the stuff didn't specify certain weight limits. Like they had like the weight limit that was supposedly the one that like you could send, and over here it's like no, they said that no, it goes over the weight limit or something like that, so she can't receive it unless she pays like a lot of money. I can't even remember how much it was, but like they're not sending super expensive things. It was just like journals, like a journal, like some snacks, some chocolates and stuff like that, and she can't receive it. My other friend Anna, she can't receive her things because it's stuck in customs. Here it's called aduana. I might use that as vocabulary because I hate aduana. Aduana customs here is such a pain. Sometimes it's one of those things again, hit or miss. Like you either get really good luck and aduana customs lets you get your things well, or your stuff gets stuck in customs and you're like, when am I gonna get my things? Maybe never. Maybe you have to go to customs itself and find out why your stuff is stuck. So it's a problem. It's a big problem. Reselling supplements, that's a good way to subsidize flights back to the USA. If you want a better way, and this is a pro tip that I should probably mention this in the video, and I feel like I have, but maybe I haven't. If you want a really good way to make your trip cheaper to Ecuador, bring a second phone. Bring an iPhone. An iPhone, the latest model of iPhone. You can bring it at base storage or you can bring it a little bit more. Bring it. You bring the phone and you can sell it over here, and like you can sell it for $100 or $200, maybe even $300 more than the original price. I would say don't be abusive, like just sell it at $100, $200 more, and that's still a profit. But that's very common here. People, courier services, friends who bring stuff over, they will bring phones and it costs like $50. So it's like you should definitely do it. Like if you want to like make a little bit of money to spend, of course, you have to find a buyer. But if you bring a phone and you have like a phone you want to offer, I can try to offer it with my friends who do like who do resale, and like you can get a buyer for that pretty fast, I think. These phones are like a hot commodity here. If not a phone, a laptop. You could bring clothing. People do that here. They bring clothing, they sell it because it's cheap over there apparently, and you can like sell it more expensive over here. There's a lot of things. That's like a business. I should really make a whole video about that. I probably will. But anyways, moving on. Can you buy COQ10? I don't know what that is. Can you explain what that is, BPE? Thanks, good to know, as I'll be doing a lot of walking when I get there. Once again, be very cautious, Mark. As a single female walker, be very cautious, BPE. I wouldn't want anything to happen to you, so you can walk, just be cautious. Why do you have a community on Discord and not on Facebook? You know, I've been asking myself a long time if I should make a community on Facebook. I have a gaming community. It's just I've never like I don't know. I just never started a page. I think I'm gonna do that because someone recommended once, hey, why don't you start a Facebook page? I'm just like, I don't know what I would post on Facebook. That's why when I had the gaming one, I would make gaming videos, but now I still have it. I just don't game as much. So I need to see. I need to see if I can make a community. I just haven't done one on Facebook. It's time. I have a TikTok. I have my Instagram, YouTube. I have a lot of communities. I have the Buy Me a Coffee where I try to be very exclusive. Discord is where you can talk with me, with my friends. Some of them know English. A lot of them, the majority, know Spanish. So if you ever want to just have a conversation with someone, you can ask, hey everyone, how's it going? ¿Cómo les va? And maybe you can start a conversation with someone there. Young people only. I'll probably start a Facebook community. I think the people talking about walking were referring to the danger of traffic and Ooh, the holes. Sometimes that's terrible. I don't like that. Some sidewalks do have a lot of holes, but the good thing is like the center of this, not the center, downtown in the city. There's this part that's been reconstructed after the earthquake from 2016, and now it looks really nice. The sidewalks are super great. Like I love it. It's just the streets are kind of small, but it's more of a part of the city where people used to walk. So you know. I'm not sure if that's true, Tim, but as I know part about Discord difficult to use. Yeah, Discord is an option. If you ever just want to like talk to people there, I'll respond whenever I can. Let's see here. COQ10 is a dietary supplement. I'm sure they sell it. I just, since I've never taken it, I'm not sure how much it costs. Robert, if Don helps you, ask him if you could bring him a shirt or two. I'm sure he'd pay you for them. Just can't find his size quality. I should ask Don, but I think you can ask him directly, and Don will tell you his shirt size. I'm pretty sure he would love to get a shirt. I would love to get a shirt, so I feel like he would too, but I'm not sure. Although personally, more than anything, exercise gear, I guess. Discord is very similar to corporate tools I've used, Slack and Mattermost. I don't know about Slack and Mattermost. I just know Discord is a good way to communicate. A lot of people use it nowadays, especially for gaming. Ace Vitamin, no Facebook. I like this. YouTube and YouTube community. I always post on here. I sure hope so. With you, I don't have a presence of any of those platforms. Yeah, it's hard for me to get more platforms anyways because managing them, since I do this by myself, like of course I get help in my videos with my friends when we record together, but everything else, the production, recording, the scripting, which is probably the hardest part when I have to organize the information, research, it's all me. And the community too, because whenever I look for information, I always try to look for what everyone is saying. Steven! ¿Qué fue, ñaño? Hello! Yep, I picked up Discord when I used to stream on Twitch. I'm hoping to pick back up on that when we finish our move. Go for it, for sure. Ace, talking about working on my visa, 23. Where to land in Ecuador is a huge question. Activos, always active. Well, I guess it really depends, BP. Like, what is your preference, and what would you like in terms of climate, in terms of safety? If we talk about safety, I keep hearing Loja, best place to stay. Cuenca, also a very good second option. If you want to hang out with Don, Manta. If you want to have the best encebollados, Puerto Viejo. What else? Quito, if you like a little bit more advanced city. Where else can I mention? If you like the party life, Montañita. It really depends where you want to go. So, like, what exactly is your main focus? Because each city, I guess you could say with all the things that I said, each city has like something that like defines it more than everything else. Beach cities will always be beach cities, like Salinas. If you like the beach, Salinas is a great choice. If you just want to be out in the countryside, you'd have to choose a city that has a good countryside. I have to investigate that myself. What's the best countryside city? Guayaquil is also, Guayaquil and Quito are very developed cities, but once again, the danger in the city of Guayaquil, probably not worth it. Better Quito at that point. If you want to hang out with Don Manta, I like Don, but there's got to be more to sell someone. You've got the beach. There's the beach in Manta. Manta's a progressing city. Manta's gonna have, if not the biggest park in Manabi, one of the biggest parks in Manabi very soon. They're actually in the process of constructing it. Elevation could also be something. Thank you very much, Kathy. That's a good point. If you like touristic cities, Baños is a good choice. Um, there's a lot of options. Okay, guys, come on. Spending time with Dawn would be great. That's a great way to sell the city. Like, just to hang with Dawn. But the beach, like I said, in Manta, you've got the beach. You've got the fact that it's a progressing city. You've got Monte Cristi that's really close. If you guys have not watched Don's video about the golf course, go check it out. I mean, I want to go to that golf course. So bad. I want to make a video spending a day at the golf course, at the Monte Cristi golf course. That would be so cool. But yeah, like there's a lot of different options depending on what you're looking for. The only thing that I do want to mention with everything that I just said, each city has its highlight, but don't let the highlight be the only thing that like drives you to that city, because just assume that you go to Monte Cristi because of the golf course. The golf course isn't the only thing in Monte Cristi. You also have to remember Monte Cristi is a city that has a whole bunch of hills. So if you want to walk on hills all the time, then okay, Monte Cristi. But if you don't like going up hills a lot, Monte Cristi is not the city for you. It's a great place to live if you like the best roscas, because Monte Cristi has the best roscas. But and it has the golf course, but it's not the only thing. So walking might not be the best thing in Monte Cristi. Ace, maybe value, benefits, what's what, each place to live in Ecuador, idea, live video. Yeah, I've been wanting to make a video exploring different cities and like why you would want to live in that city specifically. But I only want to do that if I can be in the city and give like a perspective of it, like being in the city. I can get the information from my family and friends who live in the different cities, but I want to be there and get more specific, a first person view, so I can like give more opinions on it. I can give generalized opinions and specific opinions based on what my family and friends have said, but you know, I want more in order to make a video like that. As a kid, I walked up hills to school 10 miles in the snow. Damn, Rick, you've got that energy, that power. You'll be a good runner or a good hiker. But then you wouldn't have a problem with Monte Cristi. That's why I'm talking. I'm taking a couple months. Before I return in 24. That's good. Also worth noting for us, we thought we wanted the ocean, but we ended up vastly preferring the mountain climate, which was annoying as our exploratory trip time had most time in Manta. Yeah, that's why it's good to explore different places. Maybe take a tour around Ecuador, like different cities, spend, who knows, like 2 days in each city, although maybe 2 days might not be enough. But definitely a good idea to explore more before you make the final choice. We give the information here, but first person view, definitely a lot better. Same time visit Ecuador and try different cities. Yes, juice box, I agree. Ooh, be prepared to be surprised. I live in Ecuador and I'm still surprised sometimes. And I always tell myself, why am I surprised? But, you know, Rick, I wish there was this plan that Casanova, the mayor of Puerto Viejo, he was gonna try to be prefect, and he was trying to get this project of this train that would take you all around Manabi, but he didn't become mayor, and now we have to see if the prefect that was reelected, if he wants to put that project in motion. But no, there's no train that takes you all around Ecuador. Yeah, the train isn't running. There's a train in Ecuador. It doesn't work. And it's been that way for a long time. It's unfortunate. I think Ecuador would do well with a good train that took you around the whole country. But the alternative are the buses. Like if you want, you could travel around the whole country in buses, and you would probably spend like maximum $100 going around like the whole country by bus. Like obviously taking different buses, but I mean, the problem is it's uncomfortable. So, um, being a Colorado boy, the thought of the high country and the beach really close is amazingly enticing. Manta. Tim, do you do freelance videography? Not sure what you mean by videography in general. Like, I make videos. I've been wanting to make videos promoting like people's businesses and stuff, but people are very skeptical about the wonders of promoting through social media, so they don't hire me for that. Um, People don't really hire me for anything other than English, so um, I make my own videos, and I have been wanting to work on videos, but um, if you have any ideas for freelance videography, let me know. I want to work. Yeah, I saw a video on Afraid I Guess it was really old that went through the mountains and stuff. Yeah, the video that you saw, probably about the train in Ecuador, it doesn't work anymore. It hasn't worked for a long time. Been watching this time is more thumbs up. Come on. Yeah, see, I said, hey everyone watching this guy needs more. Appreciate it. I just appreciate that everyone is here. The 19 people who are currently viewing the video. I don't know if me viewing it counts. I guess myself. I appreciate you being here, your support, taking the time off your day to spend time with me, spend time with the community, hang out, because it's not every day that we can do this. I wish I could do this like weekly, but it's kind of tough. Maybe twice a month I can do. But yeah, it's great having you here, and I'm hoping to make more, do more live streams, make more videos. I've been more consistent in the videos I've been uploading. I hope you've enjoyed them, and I hope today's conversation has been great. Does Ecuador have any nice first-class bus services? The USA has some, and Japan has some. Really impressive first-class buses. I think my parents said recently, when they went to Quito, they took a bus that had you can sleep on it because it had beds or something, like a sleeping kind of bus. But I haven't used it personally, so I don't know. Most buses, I always recommend using the what's it called, Ejecutivo option, which is the good bus that doesn't stop all the time. Because when I say stop, there are some buses that stop and they just they pick up people, and that's not always a good thing. Some people are saying bye, so Juicebox, Kathy, thank you very much for being here. Tim, just let me know. I think for now, yeah, I think I'm gonna go have my food for today. So because it's been over 10 minutes. So guys, I appreciate you being here, ladies and gents. Hopefully we can do this again sometime soon, maybe next week, well, maybe in 2 weeks, so we can do a live video every 2 weeks. Mark, hasta pronto. DGD, you as well. Tim, Blick, have an excellent rest of your day. Everyone, take care, and as always, ace out.